Donald Trump, negotiations, territorial concessions, media. They are racing to leak insider information, share sensational rumors, and predict the future. How can Trump put an end to the war in Ukraine? NATO membership in exchange for Ukrainian territories? The challenging year of 2024 is behind us, and an equally difficult and important 2025 lies ahead. The year 2025 will be decisive for Ukraine's defense. Bloomberg. What can official Kyiv expect in terms of weaponry in the new year? What gifts have the Ukrainian Santa Clauses prepared for the occupiers? And most importantly, with what arsenal will we enter 2025? In the early stages of 2025, or more precisely in the coming weeks, Ukraine's air defense will be significantly strengthened. According to French insiders, our pilots are ready to use Mirage 2000 fighters. Ukrainian pilots have completed training on Mirage 2005F fighters. The Mirage 2000 is a French multi-role fourth-generation fighter jet. The aircraft was developed by the company Salvation and was adopted into service in 1984. It is the main combat aircraft of the French Air Force at the end of the 20th, beginning of the 21st century. In the case of Ukraine, the French fighters will immediately significantly enhance the capabilities of the Ukrainian armed forces in repelling Russian missile attacks.
Our air defense will be strengthened by the French Mirage fighters. I think that will happen. Their main task is air defense, and at the same time they will serve as option B, as carriers of Scalp and Storm Shadow missiles.
In addition to the Scalps and Storm Shadows, German Taurus missiles might also be added in 2025.
I would say, if the bombings of Ukraine do not cease, the first step will be to remove the aggression. The second step will be the delivery of the Taurus missiles.
The Taurus missiles are almost no different from their British and French counterparts. To be fair, the German missile is newer and also has a greater range.
It is carefully and precisely designed to strike targets, even heavily protected targets, underground, reinforced concrete, various shelters, so that the aircraft does not enter the range of the enemy's anti-aircraft defenses. That is to strike with high precision and at a long range.
The German missile has a warhead that uses the Mephisto concrete-piercing warhead to strike fortified targets.
Its warhead consists of two parts. The first, tandem part as it's called, makes a hole into which the second part flies and then explodes in the middle.
If Berlin transfers the Taurus missiles, the situation with the number of cruise missiles available to the Ukrainian armed forces improves, and in the context of an intense war, quantity matters. The more supplies there are, the more missiles Ukraine has, simply put, and consequently, more strikes on the territory of the Russian Federation. The American F-16 fighters already in service with Ukraine may also be enhanced. Firstly, experts anticipate updated versions of the AM-120 AMRAAM missiles with extended range capabilities. Secondly, the JASSM missiles, which are stealthy to most Russian radars and have an impressive range.
The JASSM missiles for these same aircraft, the F-16s, well, at least with a minimum range of 350 kilometers. Within this range, there are a vast number of targets in Russia that are simply waiting for their, so to speak, well, for the F-16s to pay attention to them. They are awaiting their destruction, practically inviting it.
In addition to range and stealth, the developers equipped the JASSMs with a powerful warhead weighing 450 kilograms. In this component, the American missile is almost on par with the non-British Storms and the German Taurus. With the existing permission to strike Russian territory, these American missiles could improve the situation for Ukraine and Ukrainians in regions bordering Russia.
Right now we have three main tasks. These are the destruction of air defense systems, the destruction of self-sufficient airfield infrastructure, and the destruction of the oil and gas complex. These are the three strategic tasks we are currently focusing on very seriously. Possibly, the JASSM missile will be added for more precise strikes. I think the very first will be, after all, the destruction of aircraft at airfields. Then, with the help of the same F-16s for more effective use of the HARM missile, suppressing all air defense systems. And after that, we can already address the issues of enterprises, of the military-industrial complex, which will not be able to continue and produce products.
A much larger number of various objects and targets could be hit by American Tomahawks. There is no talk of transferring such missiles to Ukraine. However, the American Acts of Democracy is an essential tool for influencing Moscow by the future US President Donald Trump.
Everything depends. The negotiations. If Russia insists on its unwillingness to end the war and withdraw from Ukrainian territory, then obviously there will be a compulsion to peace. In this case, and one of the best arguments is a long-range missile.
The Tomahawk has been Washington's main weapon for the past 40 years. Despite its impressive age, the Tomahawk is arguably one of the most reliable missiles in the world. All this is thanks to its combat use in several wars and dozens of operations.
This is a weapon that has been constantly improved. 11 wars that the United States of America has fought. For the data, well, since it was adopted into service. This is what makes them unique. That is, the tactical and technical characteristics are taken into account, as well as changes in the nomenclature of enemy targets. And changes are directly made in the modernization of the cruise missile itself.
As they say, trust in allies, but don't let yourself down. The new year 2025 should become a breakthrough in the Ukrainian missile building industry. Having its own long-range weapons is one of the most effective guarantees of the security of the Ukrainian state.
Next year, Ukraine plans to produce at least 30,000 long-range drones, or perhaps even more, approximately. The goal is set to make no less than 3,000 cruise missiles and drone missiles.
In the matter of producing cruise missiles and drone missiles, Ukraine has already overcome the most difficult and costly stage.
We have taken the most important step. We have created a power unit and engine in collaboration with a Czech company which can be installed on all types of our jet drones. So there is a power unit, there are means of destruction, and a power unit on a jet drone is serious. This is not a rattler like the Shahed, which needs to be launched in thousands to hit at least something. It will be many times more difficult to hit this system.
In 2025, Russian military facilities will become closely acquainted with our Polyanitsa drone missile, the modernized Neptune, the Trimbita missile, the turbojet drone Peklo, as well as Ukraine's first ballistic missile announced the day before.
The overwhelming majority of frontline aviation airfields will be under threat. Practically, a large portion of industrial enterprises in the European part will be under threat. Therefore, essentially, next year Russians will see that the war is coming out of the television and entering directly into their homes.
That's all. Don't forget to write in the comments about which types of weapons you would like to learn more about. Like this video and of course subscribe to our new Arsenal channel. The link is in the description below the video.